Well, good morning, everybody. And first of all, can I thank Alain and the Mayor for such an interesting opening. My boss, Peter Hendy, who's the Commissioner of Transport in London, couldn't be here personally today, but asked me to pass on his best wishes for the conference over the next 3 days. So, just to pick up some of the major elements that IT has for transport. I want to really talk about 6 major areas. First of all, not to lose sight of the purpose of public transport providers, first of all, because that provides the context for how IT helps people live their lives. Secondly, the changes in customer behaviours and lifestyles. Thirdly, what that means for us as a transport industry. Then the key role of our own staff. The Mayor just spoke to us about the importance of having a staff presence as well as all this good technology. And then ticketing and information to make life simpler for our customers. And some explanation of where the future actually is already here. So first of all, the purpose of transportation providers, because we don't work in a vacuum. We are all engaged in something which is much more than just running reliable transport services. We keep cities and countries working and growing and make life in our countries and regions better. We're there to unlock economic development and growth. We're there to plan ahead for our cities and our regions. And we're here to meet the rising expectations of our customers and users. And I think we all know what our customers want. This is a model that we use in London, but I'm sure that it applies equally to lots of other regions too. And what our customers tell us is that first of all, they want to understand what we as Transport for London stand for. What is it that we actually promise to deliver the city and its inhabitants? And that's users of public transport, road users, and people that just want to live their lives in our city. And what they really want is excellent reliability and a good customer experience. If you don't deliver that, if the trains don't turn up on time, if the buses don't run on time, if the trams don't run on time, you have nothing. So first and foremost, we need to deliver reliable public transport. Secondly, they want value for money. This is a big issue, particularly in London, where we have one of the most expensive public transport networks anywhere. So demonstrating our value for money is also really important. And they want to see progress and innovation. They want to see all of the billions of euro and pounds and dollars that are going into investment in transport infrastructure benefit them as individuals. And if we can get all those 3 things right, that builds trust in what it is that we do for our communities. And that's really important because in the example of Transport for London, we are funded by fare payers and taxpayers, and we must earn their trust so that they continue to give us their money that we can reinvest in improving transport. So that's a simple model that we use. Now, we've already touched from Alain and the Mayor on some of the technological changes which are changing the way in which people live their lives. Now, Wi-Fi and broadband has completely changed the game. We have 1.5 billion smartphones worldwide. In the United Kingdom, nearly 90% of people have downloaded apps. And people refer to their smartphones about 150 times a day. If it's anything to go by my children, it's about 1,000 a day. And customers are demanding simple solutions in going about their journeys. If they can order their groceries with a few clicks of a button, why can't transport be just as simple to transact with? Now, in terms of technology in London, 9 out of 10 Londoners use the internet now. It's ubiquitous. 87% use the internet for maps and directions. And 77% of all Londoners come to the Transport for London website for information about transport. And our customers are going mobile. 70% of Londoners are owning a smartphone. 55% of Londoners use the internet on their mobile phone every day. Many people are actually using their mobile device at home. People don't sit down anymore and just look at their standalone PC. They use a tablet or their iPhone. And 63% of Londoners use apps. And the growth in tablets is huge, 33% and rising very, very rapidly. Now, that's not to say that traditional means of helping customers travel aren't important. We still produce lots of hard copy maps and leaflets and have staff around to be able to help people with their journeys. But this just gives an example of the change that's going around in the use of mobile technology. And of course, people are using social media in completely different ways to the way in which we could imagine even a couple of years ago. Nearly 2/3 of Londoners use social media, 83% use Facebook, 30% use Twitter. And last week, we had a strike in London. The London Underground workers were on strike, and we managed to run about half the service. But we kept everybody informed through Twitter, and we were issuing something like 50 or 60 Twitter messages an hour to tell people how their transport system was actually operating. It also enables people to give us very direct feedback, which is also useful. But the way in which people are using social media really is changing the way in which they use the city, avoiding disruption, taking a different route, avoiding overcrowding where they can. So this has big implications for us as a transport industry, which is why we are all here. And I think what it means is that there are hugely rising expectations on the part of public transport users. So if I can start from the bottom left-hand corner of this chart, we need to have staff who can fix customers' problems easily, which means they need to be equipped with technology as well. Our customers want easy self-service technology, and they want all tasks made simple for them. They want any place, any time devices to be able to access the information that we are either providing directly or which we are enabling through the provision of open data. They want a personalised service. Even in mass transport systems, people demand information about their own personal journeys. And they want it to be seamless. They want integrated ticketing and information, including integration across transport operators. So, as in London, where there are a lot of transport operators, there is growing demand for joined-up, seamless information across operators. And customers need to be able to find help easily when they need it and find real-time information as quickly as they can. If we can get all of that right, the customer experience is better, and it actually reflects the way in which people live their lives today. So how do public transport operators respond to those challenges? Well, first of all, we all have to provide world-class digital services. Our customers are used to dealing with Amazon and with Apple and with other world-class retailers, and they need us and they want us to be as easy to do business with as those organisations. I firmly believe that open data is the way forward, and empowering third-party developers to produce useful apps. We have a separate session, of course, on that later on in the day. But in London, we have 5,500 application developers take our open data feeds and have produced upwards of 200 apps that help people move around the city. And some of them have had millions of downloads. Our employees need the digital tools to enable them to be able to help. We found this during the London 2012 Olympic Games, where we equipped all of our staff with iPads and tablets to be able to help people. I've mentioned social media, which is meaning that we interact with our customers in a completely different way to the way in which we did a couple of years ago. They want simplified and integrated services which enable us to bear down on the cost of fares. We need to be more efficient as an industry to keep fare levels lower. And digital channels help us to market our services. The Mayor mentioned, for example, safer travel. We use our digital services to promote safer travel at night as one of the key things that we deliver for the people of London. And responsive design is something which people want. So our new website, when we launch it at the end of this month, will mould itself to any device. So it will it will be responsive to a desktop or a tablet or an iPhone or even a BlackBerry. So people can actually access information quickly and simply with limited fuss. Open data, as I mentioned, we firmly believe is the way forward. There is a separate session today, so I won't go into detail. I would just say that in London, we have found this a hugely beneficial approach. We make all of our data feeds available, the location of train carriages and buses and all the rest of it. And we have found that the market has produced the sorts of products that our consumers want to consume and is helping them to move around. And that includes road information as well as public transport information. Personalisation, I mentioned that. What we are finding is that our customers want us to be their travel companion. They want real-time travel information, so day-to-day travel messages, including when there is disruption. They want direct messages, so if their credit card is about to expire and they've been using that credit card to top up their Oyster card, we will send them a reminder so that they can change their card details and not be caught out. And, as I mentioned, marketing and more commercial messages, including safer travel at night. And our staff. I really want to emphasise the fact that this isn't just using technology to empower our customers. It's about empowering our staff to be able to give a good customer service. So again, starting from the bottom left here, enabling our staff to fix customer problems easily by giving them the equipment to hand to be able to do it, making their tasks simpler, enabling them to use the devices that our customers are using. There is nothing worse than your own staff having less information than your customers and passengers. The top right-hand corner, a personalised workspace to enable our staff to work with each other to fix problems. Staff being able to find the right people elsewhere in the organisation to help them provide good customer service. So if we can equip our staff as well as we equip our customers, we can then make sure that we deliver and meet the rising expectations of our customers. Integrated ticketing and information is of course at the heart of this. Our customers want joined up seamless journeys. They don't particularly care what the logo on the side of the carriage says. They are making a journey from A to B. And one ticket covering all transport modes is what they want. In London, we have just introduced contactless payment card technology on the bus network, which enables people with a contactless bank card simply to touch on the reader and pay for their journey in just the same way as they use their Oyster card today. The key difference is we have a much more agile back office system for the contactless payment card technology, which gives us all sorts of new options for the ways in which we can manage travel demand, for example, and introduce incentives to travel off-peak and smooth out the peaks on our transport system. We're also moving, I think, towards the concept of the ticket in the cloud, where we can link using established banking payment card technology. We can link cards so that people can make seamless journeys across operators, even across borders as well. So that's a really, really interesting concept. What comes beyond contactless payment? And we can see a future for what we're calling the ticket in the cloud. And of course, integrated information. We all know that if you equip people with the information that they need, they appreciate it, they expect it. It enables cities and regions to work more effectively. So just to summarise, in certain respects, the future is already here. Alain touched on it a bit in his opening remarks. Good information and seamless ticketing is business as usual, but still some progress seems to be slow in terms of joining this up and developing interoperable solutions for ticketing. But the raw material, the IT, is available to us in order to bring that about, make it a practical reality for our customers and users. And contactless payment is already here. It's in use, not only in the UK, but elsewhere as well. And it's a very, very big advance on ticketing technology. And we must embrace all of this to remain relevant to the lives of our customers, because they expect us to care about every journey. They want personalised information. They want us to keep collaborating across organisational boundaries so that those journeys are joined up and seamless. They want us to set information free so that people can actually use it and develop apps and other things to make their lives simpler. And they want us to enable our own staff to be able to give a great customer experience. That's all I have to say by way of opening remarks. Thank you for the privilege of opening the conference today, and I look forward to a really interesting 3 days. Thank you.